Hello guys. Today I'm going to demonstrate how stealing can be good. My name is Adrian and I'm going to tell you guys about the story where I learned to respect myself by stealing my uncle's PlayStation 5. I'm going to tell you guys the story with some context. I'm going to let you know the lessons that I've learned, and lastly I'm going to tell you about the lasting effects that this had on my life and how it shaped me to become the man I am today. Now that I've given you my introduction, I'm going to get straight into the story. So briefly after high school, my uncle approached me about a job opportunity to work as a salesman in the U.S. Virgin Islands. I took the job knowing what lied ahead: 60 to 70-hour work weeks and potentially working 7 days a week sometimes. On top of the very big list of false promises that my uncle made me, it was a very stressful environment, leading to a dysfunctional and toxic relationship between my uncle and I. It didn't take long for things to get bad, and mind you, the story that I'm going to tell you is the story where I realized I was going to take his PlayStation. My boiling point, if you will. So let me paint the picture for you. It's a Sunday and it's our day off. Me and him had just gotten into an argument, and I decided I was going to go to the beach by myself. I come back at around 6 p.m. and he's still in the living room watching a movie. I just let him know to please tell me whenever he's done with the TV so I can play some PlayStation. He proceeds to put his face in his palms and start dying laughing. I'm like, what's so funny? And then he goes, nothing, and then I go back to my room. It was a little bizarre, but I tried not to think anything of it. 45 minutes later, I come out to make some food, and I hear that the TV's playing, but he's not actually watching anything, he's in his room. So me thinking that this is my chance, I turn on the PlayStation and I sit down, only to realize that the PlayStation wasn't working. I asked my uncle, why isn't the PlayStation working? And he responded with, I don't know, why isn't the PlayStation working? I go back to the PlayStation to find out that he had extracted the PlayStation cord, the power cord. And so when I went back to his room, I asked him, Eddie, what happened to the power cord? And again, he starts dying laughing. He even made a comment saying, you're going to go crazy without that PlayStation, aren't you? And it was just so bizarre to me because I tried to convey to him, we just worked 2 weeks straight, I'm stressed, I just want to enjoy my day off, and I didn't understand why he had the cord for me. I asked him, are you really going to make me do a scavenger hunt around the apartment for it? And that's exactly what he did. So that was the moment where I knew that I was going to steal it, and 2 weeks later, that's exactly what I did. When I left the island, I just put the PlayStation in my luggage while he was at work, and that was that. So now that I told you guys a story about taking my uncle's PlayStation, I'm going to tell you guys about the lessons that I learned from this. Number one, being petty will get you nowhere. I don't believe that being petty is the answer, but that does directly tie into my next point, which is that everybody should have a line for themselves where they do not let be crossed as far as the treatment towards them. Everybody should have self-respect and not tolerate mistreatment from anybody. This was an example of my boiling point. Now that I've told you guys about the lessons that I've learned from this, let's talk about the lasting effects that it's had on me. For one, I do want to mention that the Adrian of today would not do this. I would not take my uncle's PlayStation 5. I did realize that although I have the power to do these things, I would like to be the bigger person in every single situation that I can. So now that I told you guys a story, I told you guys about the lessons that I've learned and the lasting effects that it had on me, I'm just going to restate the prompts. Today was a story about how I learned to respect myself by stealing my uncle's PlayStation 5. If you guys don't already, I suggest you start respecting yourself today.